All right. There we go. Cool. Get my mega Yeti cup here. What is going on? So you get a little better lighting here. Stiggs, what's going on, sir? Hello, how's it going? It is going. Had a full day of business stuff, but not so much actual dumpsters. Had one drop off, one pickup. Working on some other things. Got another review. That was cool. Ended up, well, ended up getting my 80th 5-star review. So that's cool. I'll take it. Man, this year I was really hoping to hit 100. That was my goal. And I don't even know what I started. It kind of turned into a goal. I didn't really have a goal, frankly, just for like Google reviews. But I eventually just kind of was like, you know what? It would be really cool if I hit 100 reviews. And yeah, I don't think we're going to hit that 20 more reviews in 19 days. But man, yeah. Let's see. What's the agenda today. I wanted to talk with you guys about this a little bit before like anything's done officially. But let me make a little chat poll. We got a couple people in here, and let's see. Let me make this real quick. There we go. Just 1 second. Sorry, guys. Interesting. Okay. All right. So just put out a poll that you guys can answer just real quick here if you wanted. Cutting vinyl today. Bent iron bins. How dare you? Oh my word. No. We're not doing vinyl today. Yeah, just wanted to ask the question. So far we've got a couple people wanting to do I'm just throwing it out there. Full disclaimer, anybody watching this live or later on, clearly I am not somebody who has $1 million business, a $1,000,000,000 business. I'm not some guru. I don't think I believe more highly of myself than I really should. I've learned there's quite a bit of basic and maybe intermediate stuff that you learn within the first 3 years of business and really kind of getting a grasp on your business. And then from there, in my opinion, it's kind of like small. It's like individual steps that are much bigger in themselves, in my opinion, that I'm starting to get into now in building the business. But getting it to a functional level, like I feel like I've got a decent grasp on that in general. I'm not some guru. I don't have all the answers. So this is not, I want to hear myself talk, but legitimately, if there's some things that I've learned, and frankly, other people that could come on the live stream with me, and then we can help evaluate other people's businesses, asking lots and lots of questions, trying to dig deep as much as we can without getting too as deep as you want to go, I guess. But the idea of let's ask questions. Where are some areas in your business that you don't see are moving forward, or maybe some things that you've kind of put on standby or idle, and maybe we need to put some effort back into that. So the idea of kind of getting a pulse, an overall pulse of your business, if it's struggling, or maybe there's some things you need to do, but you need somebody else to help kind of point, hey, this is like a thing you need to focus on this. This is just another pair of eyes, and maybe multiple eyes, maybe getting some other people involved in this to where we can help each other, maybe point out some things that we maybe have some blinders on. And when we're in our own business, sometimes it's hard to see, like, that's just like right in front of me here, but I didn't see that till you just said that, kind of a thing. It's happened to me. Other people have said things that I already knew, but I wasn't like viewing it within my own business. And it's just helpful. It's always helpful to get another pair of eyes. Ideally, somebody who's also been next to where you're at, or maybe is further ahead to some degree. So that's my disclaimer. This is not I'm going to turn your business around in 30 days or some crazy statement. This is just simply some ideas of picking at lots of different questions in your business. And then maybe we can send you off, send you back after, at the end of the consult or the whatever evaluation review, whatever you want to say, with an idea of here's some homework to do. You need to work on this. You need to go, work on Google reviews, or, respond or post some pictures, or do different things. Just that idea of engaging more with your business, and frankly, everybody else in the chat that's going to be able to be a help too. And they can say stuff and, put words to it. So that's that's what I'm wanting to do. Frankly. So, if that is a help, if people don't want it, then I'm not going to try to force it. Right now we've got a few people who want to do that and are willing to. So, we'll learn together in that. But that's what I'm thinking. So, if you're interested in that, or I guess I should have said, if you're interested in even seeing the content, because the truth is, maybe you're not willing to put your own business out there and, I don't know, potentially look like an idiot or something. I don't know. I'm not going to be blasting anybody or throwing, stones or anything like that. But it's possible that you're helped by seeing somebody else get helped. So if you're interested in that type of content, hit the yes. If not, if that's just whatever, or you think I'm an idiot, or whatever you think, that's cool. I'm just curious in the poll. So that's that question. Let me get to the comments here. I got to run, but I'll be back later. Okay, gotcha, Stiggs. Yeah, no big deal. All good. Do your thing. Northwoods, hello, nice job on the 80 reviews. Yeah, it's kind of shocking to me, like so I use DRS as my software system and the inventory and all that. I have it automatically send out an email review request, I believe a day after the pickup date. I'm considering moving that maybe a little earlier on the actual pickup date. But I also have, through DRS, I have my high level that integrates a little bit better, I think, for people it will send out a text message. So it has its own phone number that I have that's connected to the regular business number that I have um, on the side of my dumpsters in my truck. And so that phone number that will let them know, hey, your dumpster's confirmed. Here's your receipt. Here's anything I really want it to go through. That phone number, it will send a request, I believe, 3 different times. So I believe the day of, I think it's like 3 days later, and then like 1 day later. Excuse me, some variation of that. And since I've been implementing that, or I've gotten high level, this is not an infomercial for high level or DRS. But since then, I have seen, and it tracks it as well. Over the last 3 months that I've been using it, I have seen an increase. I think it's like 20 something percent more reviews. So overall, I'm getting more reviews faster, I believe, because I'm making the ask more and hopefully not being a pest to customers, but I'm shooting the shot, and it's automated, which is even better. I can personalize things. I can do whatever I want to with it, but that's how I think I've really really pushed for that 80 reviews so far. I think I had maybe 15 or 20 of those in the first year and a half. Um, but this last year, honestly, has been the last 12 months or so has been the biggest push. And so in my area, for whatever it's worth, I do think some people go by these kind of things, but just a Google review, 5.0, that's good enough. Well, how many reviews are there that are 5.0? Is it one person kind of a thing, or is it more? In my area, there's, I think, the Waste Management has like 109 at like a 3.2 or something like that overall. There's a junk removal company in my area. I think they're at like a four something, high four something. And I think they have more than I do already. Um, what is it? Junk dogs or dog junk, or what is it? I don't know. Something like that. Just exclusively junk removal. And then I'm like the third highest total. But I think besides me, another local buddy of mine, that he's got his dumpster rental business. I think he only has 5 stars as well. I think he's got 20 or 30, something like that. He may have more than that, but that's what I was shooting for. I want to have my goal kind of halfway through the year, and I really didn't take, besides adding high level, which definitely boosted things. Um, I didn't really take action towards that. But my overall goal, whenever it happens, my overall goal was to have the most amount of reviews and to have the highest rating 5.0 if I can. I do think there's something to say about having maybe not fives, but maybe fours or even threes, just to give some perspective. I think the truth is, anytime I've had an issue with a customer, small or sort of big, we've always been able to work it out. And I think I've gotten 5-star reviews from those people where there has been a problem, and maybe it was their problem, but they're still thrilled with how I responded, or treated them, whatever. So um I've thought about just asking a few customers that are super relatable to me, and we have maybe a deeper connection or something, where I could literally say, hey, I don't want to assume anything, but if you were planning on ever giving me a 5-star, could you actually like lower it to a 4, just so there's a little bit of a difference? I don't know if that, I think, I'm sure Google loves it, but real people in the world, they see only 5 stars and they might go, I don't know, man, that seems a little too good to be true. And like, well, I don't know what to tell you. So anyways, that's just a couple thoughts for getting the reviews, but I'm grateful for any. It is what it is. Yeah, cutting vinyl today. No. I was actually putting some of the vinyl on a little earlier today. So sun went down after like 30 seconds of being up. So we'll have to there are big lights out there, but I'm not going to do it when it's real dark. I want to see what I'm doing. Let's see. Robert Gonzalez, what's going on? What's up, my boy? What's up, sir? We're having a good time. Um, what is this? Dude, I think I mentioned it before. I'm getting so many messages saying that um my page has been flagged. And it's so obviously a scam. For going against our page policy, which includes restrictions against shared distribute, all this garbage. So not only do I get the Facebook business, what is it, business suite or business, business suite app, where the direct message comes in from this scammer, but then it also goes because high level through DRS, Facebook messages, any Google messages, and then Google reviews, and what's the other one? A few other places. It's all integrated. Oh, emails as well. So all of any message that anybody sends on basically any platform will come into this thing. So I get multiple messages, and I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, it's a scammer. Great. So that's frustrating, but just kidding. I want to see it installed. Oh my word. Okay. All right. Well, maybe. Let's see. Progressive Construction. What's going on, man? How are you doing tonight? Yeah, I'm doing well. Got some stuff done today. Trying to be a little bit more efficient writing stuff down of what I'm trying to tackle today. I did get a few other things done that just needed to be done. So um, it's nice to get some of those things done that have kind of been on the back burner, and it sits in your mind, and kind of every once in a while it just kind of nags at you. I'm like, let's just knock this stuff out. So that was nice today as well. But how's the sales going with winter coming? Yeah, so for me, this month, let me pull it up. This month we I know for sure we already beat last year's December's numbers. Like a couple days ago now. Which frankly was not hard to beat. um but I'm grateful for every dollar for sure. So last year at this time, I didn't have my roll off. I'm sorry. Let me think. Man, the timeline's getting fuzzy on my mind here. Last year, I know for sure I didn't have my two 15-yard roll off cans. I didn't have my 20 roll off cans. But I still could have done a lot more than this. But last December, I did $4,600 gross, which basically means nothing. And since I was still doing RV transport, supplementing all of that we made it through. We made it work. But this year, there is no RV transport. There is no other side things at the moment currently. So as of right now for the month, I'm at 12 dumpsters. Last month I was at 14 dumpsters, but my average ticket is higher. So instead of 4,600 and some change, it's 5,100. So $500 more at the moment than all of last December's whole month. So I'm hoping that the trend continues. I definitely can see. Well, it's I just know it. There's a few more repeat customers that I have that are using me more regularly. So I think my lows are going to be higher this year because I've sprinkled in a few more people that are going to help sustain me through the low months. So December, January, those are my lowest, really my only real low months. All the other months are like just going basically from February forward, which is kind of shocking. From February forward, it just goes straight up with spring cleaning and everything else. But yeah, I'm hoping the trend continues into this month. Now, when we start getting actual snow, we've had a couple frosts. We're in the 30s and the 40s, sometimes in the 20s already. We'll see how that goes, but um, when there's snow on the ground, I think things are going to change. Certainly for just residential people. So the new cable doing well on the winch. So yeah, it was actually the motor. That I'm sorry. Okay, you were meaning the cable for the power on the motor. They gave me an entirely new motor for that winch under the warranty. So having that installed, getting it all done, that will be a game changer. That's great. Doing better than last year's sales. Yeah. And altogether, and I don't know if I'm going to make a video about it. I don't know. I don't think it's really that helpful. Maybe it is just, I don't know, people, seeing other people's goals being met or whatever. But for the year, my overall goal for the year was 150 top line. So by no means am I saying you're going to make it, cajillions of dollars or whatever. But I, well, let me just look. I don't even. Kind of just snuck up on me. So right now I'm at 157 and some change for the month or for the year. 430 dumpsters this year, opposed to last year was 288 for 95,000. So a little over $60,000 more than last year, which is great. Definitely, and I'll probably do like a review of like just comparing years of kind of seeing how things progress or whatever. But if people even want that, um, but a big difference that I changed, and it really just depends on who your customers are. But my travel fees, additional to the rental, because of some of my repeat customers that I have, um, they've got some distance to cover some of these runs. So my travel fee last year was like $3,000, and I think I was only charging at one point like $2 a mile, just going the one direction, and then including like 25 miles in my radius. Then I moved it to 15 miles, and then I raised it to $3 a mile, and now $4 a mile. And now this year, again, many more dumpsters and many more dumpsters that are further away outside of my normal radius. Um, but altogether, I believe the travel fees alone are over 15 grand for the year. So a tenth of my overall gross numbers are additional fuel costs that were not equated into the normal rental if it was a shorter distance. So anyways, I'm kind of rambling, but yeah, that's interesting. I'm excited about it. I'm grateful for where I'm at. It's exciting, and I'm just hungry for more. I think it'll be great moving forward. And again, the a thought I guess I just have for people in general is for somebody to just remaining in business. Not that you're ideally, yeah, you're growing, you're expanding, you're building everything fantastic. Like that's awesome. but just for people to realize the compounding effect that you have by just keeping the doors open, by just remaining in business, unless you're absolutely scaring every customer off and cussing them out, and things are just tragically falling apart. Like the minimum that we can really, again, unless you're town or city or whatever, like everybody just leaves, or I don't know, somebody undercuts you like permanently or something somehow. There may be other indications you're doing something wrong, but like just remaining in business, I can see the compounding effect. Even if at times I've screwed stuff up and I'm not advertising, or I am advertising, but I'm wasting money, like, like I can see the compounding effect year over year. And like it truly is a thing. And so people stick in it for maybe a year. They're like, I've been at this. I've given too much time. It's just not cutting it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, it could have doubled the next year, but you didn't have the patience to keep the skin in the game a little bit longer. Or, I don't know, double down on some areas where you're struggling and make it better, or something like that. Like it truly is a compounding thing. Not only do you keep ideally the customers that you had before, not just the repeat customers, but residential people that, like, 3 years in a row, I've got some people who are using me every year. I've gone back and seen, okay, yeah, they used me like 3 years ago, and here they are again. Like, that's those customers are the beacons of light flashing for you, telling other people, hey, this guy is the guy you want to go with. And it's only going to compound with that. And it's a powerful thing. We can't maybe see it that directly, or be like, put a finger to a board and say like, hey, this is it. But it's a thing. And if you can, even if you're screwing up a lot of things, like, you can still win despite maybe lack of knowledge or whatever, just by remaining in the business. So obviously that's not the target you maybe want to go after, just kind of mediocrely surviving and still growing. But like, if that's the baseline, then where else could we go? So let's see. How's year over year sales? Okay. Yeah, I kind of just mentioned that. So at the moment, I'd round up to 160, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'd prefer even more, but 160 over 95 last year. Before that was what, 45, 46, when I just had the 2 dump trailers. But do you still use the dump trailer you have left? Yes. Mostly, there's been a few residential customers who have they rented it right off the website. Um, However, right now it's actually got an issue with one of the suspension parts hasn't like broken, but it's bowing out, or it's bent or something like that. I don't fully understand it. I just know that on the driver's side front, so yeah, left side of the dump trailer, on the front axle, there's something wrong, and I can notice it. I can tell going down the road, and so it's causing a shimmy back and forth a little bit. So it's sitting over at the mechanic shop, and they're taking their sweet time on it. They got other bigger fish to fry. Um, they do a lot of ambulance work. So like, go save lives, please. My dump trailer can wait. Part of this part of this winter season, while you get ambulances running and hopefully saving lives out there. So waiting a little longer for that, but I still do the dump trailer, and then my buddy's dump trailers. He is still letting me use those to rent out. But yeah, the dump trailers is not as much as the actual cans. You buying any new dumpsters in 2024? I'm shooting for two more 20-yard cans. I would love even more, but I believe two more 20-yard cans um, I think that's going to be able to do some quite a bit of damage with two more. So I'm it's at least going to be 120 yard, probably two, maybe a 20 and a 15. Um, but because for me in my situation, shorter term rentals, I'm able to flip them quicker. So um, if I had more than that, I don't know if I could keep up with the pace that I'm already going. Um, Possibly, but yeah, I'm shooting for at least two more, and that altogether, if I continue adding a few more repeat customers every quarter or every I don't know 6 months, I think that's going to get me to my goal. So, um, what's the price now for a 20-yard can, brand new? So up in Indiana. I know down in Texas and maybe some other southern states, they're what 4 or 5 grand. For me, up in Indiana for steel and everything, it was like $6,200. But I added the combo for hook for potentially the future, so it's like 65. So 13,000 plus tax altogether at the time. So maybe the price has fluctuated a little bit since then, come down, but it's definitely over 6 grand. I've got the receipt or the invoice um, in a folder somewhere, but yeah. So I even looked at, and I'm sure somebody's going to say it. I looked at shipping. Well, if I went down to like Keystone or some other places further south, get that cheaper price, save some money. Well, unless you're buying like 10 plus dumpsters on a semi or doing a hot shot per dumpster, you're going to get nailed. I'm not paying an extra $3,500, which basically gets it to the same price for a couple dumpsters to ship them from Texas up to Indiana. So I'm good. And I just honestly just prefer somebody closer, local down in Indianapolis, going with Mac. So they've been great to me. Just awesome, awesome people there. Smart to get combo for two different trucks. Yeah. I don't have a hook truck. I just have the cable truck. But in the future, um, I want options. And frankly, even if I don't, if there was ever a situation where, um, a competitor could help me out, there is a few people, not many, but like I think one or two that are outside of Lafayette, a little further away, that I could ask to maybe help me. They've got 54 and 36, I believe. Um, I don't know if they can swap it out or not, if it's a whatever, but yeah, so options for there. But if somehow my dumpster was ever like, I don't know, damaged or somehow somebody hit it, I'm preparing for anything. Having the hook, the I don't know, the bar going across, it can only be a help if the dumpster was ever need to be like rescued or pulled out from some, if it, I don't know. Who knows? But that's just another point of contact to safely pull it out of wherever. So, Northwoods. Hey, I know you use DRS, and I just started with Docket about 3 weeks ago. Okay, it seems overwhelming. How long did it take you to figure out DRS to where you're comfortable using it with customers? Yeah, man. Honestly, it took me. Well, I'll say this, depending on how many times you call and ask or how business savvy you are in general with online software stuff, um, it took me a grueling month and some change. I was booking customers. It just took me a little longer, and I told them, "Hey, this is a new system. Can you bear with me?" People are on the phone. Oh yeah, no problem. It's okay. They already knew I'm a small business. It's all good. I had no issues with that. But it took me a good month or so. largely not calling and finding out and asking or even watching. They have tutorials and stuff on different points and different things. But me being kind of hard headed at the time, I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna look through this and figure it out on my own. And it took a little time. So yeah, if you're 3 weeks in, seems overwhelming. Yeah, there will be a point to where you're comfortable enough to where the process of, you get the phone call, you talk through the size of dumpsters, how long do you need it, blah blah blah. Here's the price. Let's get the information and kind of walk them through that whole process, where it's gonna be kind of streamlined. And the software, I don't know how, I've never looked at Docket, I've never anything, so I can't say a whole lot about it, but in my opinion, they'll using that software, you'll kind of have a flow to how you talk somebody through the process of renting the dumpster. And once you get that, it's honestly, it's just kind of I I have a script in my mind. I just kind of flow with it. So that's kind of where I say I have a script. I try to stick to an outline, I guess, of where I want to go. But yeah, it took a little time for me to get comfortable with it. But the more you practice and fiddle around with it and mess around and do stuff, the better. So in your spare time, just mess around with that. Create invoices, cancel them, learn how to do this and that. Like, um, it's only going to help. So, are you comfortable? It seems hook lift is the way most trucks are going. Uh, it seems like that to me. At the time, if I could have afforded a hook lift truck, it probably would have happened. Honestly, that would have been. I mean, there's several videos out there why hook lift trucks are are better in a lot of different ways, but at the time, I couldn't pull that off. And the truck that I did see, which it's still running today, I'm grateful for it. That truck I was able to afford, and it came with two dumpsters with it. So that was a huge selling point for me at the time. Just getting getting into the game at all was a huge step. So in the future, hook lift truck would definitely be pretty neat. But for right now, we got to get more dumpsters before we, go to get in another truck and all that. So, Northwoods, have you ever thought about buying used dumpsters to save some money? I have, and I've looked. I'm in some of the Facebook groups. I'm sure there's some ones out there that are okay. The vast majority of the ones I've personally seen, I'm sure there could be other ones out there. Um, the vast majority of the ones I've seen are rust buckets. And I'm not some dumpster snob or whatever. And I don't, I've got two used dumpsters that I bought that they're used. Okay. Like there's some dents, there's some dings, there's like rust, but I also have the brand new cans. And I still have a lot of life left in my 10-yard cans that were used that came with that truck. Um, but the ones I see online, I'm just like, dude, I don't even have to see the whole thing. Just the part that you're showing me looks like it's a second away from me being able to push my finger through the sidewall or through, wherever. Like, I don't know, man. This doesn't look too structurally sound to me. I'm no welder. I'd like to learn welding actually. Um, man, but like, yes, but like it would have to be just so stinking dirt cheap because when you actually show up and use it once and like a whole, I don't know, bead of weld snap or something, I don't know, that just to have to put a whole bunch of more money into it to get it cleaned up. I've got a mobile welder who I trust, and he does great work. Let him just go nuts on it and make it structurally sound, and do what you can with it. and then get it primed and painted and all that. I don't even know all that stuff, but um, seems like kind of a lot more work on the back end of it. So I'm not saying don't do that, for people, but the ones I have seen, I'm like, oh dear. I don't know if I really, or honestly, frankly, just it's so far away in the country for me to drive to them. Um, prices most of the time seem to be reasonable. They're definitely lower prices than new. Um, but man, to drive or to have again somebody else haul the stuff on a truck, like for me, I don't have crazy money just sitting there ready to pull triggers and do some of these crazy investments. If I do anything, uh, we got some cash to play with, and then it'd be on credit of some type moving forward. So just trying to play that game, ride that line there. Let's see. Would you sell the dump trailer to buy more cans? Yeah. So my larger dump trailer that I had, the 17 cubic yard, the 16-foot, um, that I sold to get some of the cans I already have. Um, for whatever reason, I have been, I know why, but the value of a dump trailer. Um, let me back up. So my dump trailer roofers prefer dump trailers. I don't know if it's because it's just closer. The overall height is um, to the roof, so they have less chance of missing the can. Um, I've offered. I can't even tell you how many times I've offered to do the 15-yard can or the 20-yard can, depending on how big, whatever, just to make it work instead of having to switch trucks to then go, get the 1 ton or whatever, pick up the dump trailer and then go, just logistically. People they just don't want it. Potentially the spread gate, using it to load equipment into it. It's got the rails, it's got everything. My hydraulic jack on my 15-yard Big Tex trailer. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I think it's an awesome size dump trailer. And frankly, that's my first trailer that got me in the game. And the idea of selling that to me just weirdly was like, oh, you don't want to do that. Like that's what got you here. Well, that's not where I'm going. And so there's been some resistance in my mind of selling that for some of those reasons. I still have my buddies. Again, they're his. So at any point in time, he can say no. But he's got 2 dump trailers that are 17s that I can continue using for, those roofers. And kind of, distance myself from that type of customer who would prefer that a little bit, difficult, more terrain. You can put a dump trailer in depending on the situation. Um, so to answer your question, would you sell the dump trailer to buy more cans? Um, my answer is getting closer and closer to a yes. Um, that's this is exact. Well, this is very similar to what I made my last video about, which basically flopped, which is fine. My video talking about making decisions in your business and making your decisions quicker. This is one of those things where I'm like, man, I see such value in it. At the same time, like potentially, what other value could I have if I, got rid of it? 2 more cans, almost 2 more cans with a little bit, 2 or 3 more $1,000 thrown at it. That gets me 2 more dumpsters instead of 1 dump trailer, which is the market that I'm kind of distancing myself from. That makes sense to me, but I'm kind of slow with kind of getting there. I think ultimately that's where I'm going to go, but it's one of those things. So I'm slow to move on this, but I want to weigh the cost and see where I'm really at. So I don't know if this sounds like excuses. Let me know in the chat if you think it's dumb. That's cool if you do, but that's kind of where I'm at with that. But ultimately, I think I'm getting closer and closer to that. Yes, that's what's going to happen, but I'm still not 100% on it just yet. Let's see. Bin iron. I built my own bin, so it saves money. Dude, that is an awesome thing. But it's time consuming. The older I get, it becomes more tiring. Man. I first of all, I can't even imagine. That's so much welding and measuring and my hat's off to you. I mean, that's incredible. Um I recently did a little bit of tinkering around on one of my trucks. No major, repairs or explosions that normally seem to happen. But I was messing around with it a little bit and I was like, man, I've gone for a couple months now without touching my truck at all and having somebody else do the oil changes, filters, all that stuff. And that was just so nice to not have to do that. Because used to at RV Transport, every weekend I was doing something just about, upgrading this or doing that or whatever. Always, always, always working on it. And so, kind of maybe it's not the same thing, but it's like, man, the little work I just did just a few days ago on that one truck was like, wow, this is actually not this is much worse. Just doing a little bit. Man, I was spoiled not doing it at all. So I definitely understand that might be a headache going back to it. Do you think it's holding you back? Yeah. To a certain degree, yes. But at the same time, like, so in DRS, you can look at the, let me pull it up here. Let me pull up the report. You can show the breakdown of your customers over the last month or 60 days, whatever. So half of my business, actually, I can pull it up in a few other ways, but half of my business is 20-yard dumpsters. Taking that into the full context, within this last this last year, 2023. So half of my business is 20-yard dumpsters. I only had those 20-yard dumpsters halfway through the year. And the amount of people that said no, um yeah, the amount of people who said no to a 10 to a 15-yard or even a 17-yard dump trailer, which at the time was my largest size. They said no to those, but then started saying yes to my 20-yard cans. And I only had them for 6 months, and they are half of my overall business. Period. Boom. Um, that is, I can sit here and say, well, my 15-yard dump trailer, the fact that it's a trailer, it's a little bit more mobile depending on it. It could be on uneven surfaces, blah, 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 all that. Okay, well, you're able to service maybe 5 or 10% of customers who evidently don't use me enough for it to bring in that much money. Actually, I can, maybe I can. I don't want to like spend 3 hours here just hunting this stuff down, but oh, this is just for the last 60 days. Okay. Um, okay, I'll just tell you. So in the last 60 days, so not the whole year, like I previously was mentioning, I only had $1,075 come in for my one dump trailer. So that's at least a couple rentals. Um, let's see. Um, sorry, I was looking at something else there for a second. Yeah, so hold the 15-yard dump trailer holding me back um to keep maybe the few customers for that versus maybe not exponential growth or something with two other cans that could go towards something, but that would definitely be quite a big difference there. Back, Chris, what's going on, man? Sounds like building bins is very cost effective. I guess if you know how to do it and you do it well, yeah. Man, yeah. It's a lot of steel. It is, but takes so long when you only have a bit of time here or there, man. Yeah, I would assume if you had a whole day or a couple days to and maybe a helper to do whatever you needed, maybe that can turn around and be a lot quicker and even more cost effective. But yeah, I feel like anything you can only give a little bit of time to here or there is just going to nickel and dime you to death. So definitely understand. Progressive construction, yes. So the bigger dumpsters are bringing in more sales. Yes, absolutely. Not only are they renting out, more often, but uh, additional to the the size of the dumpster, people wanting the weight going in them has also been on average higher in general. So I pay 55 a ton. I charge $70 a ton after the first two. Uh, Tons that are included in the rental. So I'm making more money off of that, as well. So, um, and frankly, those the 20-yard cans are basically only what my repeat customers are wanting. So, as far as reaching their need, meeting their need, um, that's the exact size that my local market is screaming for because I'm not doing 30s and 40s, and I won't be for who knows how long or ever. Um, that's what they want, so that's what I've got to respond to my market. Is this will this video show up later? Is it being recorded? I'll have to watch later. Yes. So if you were to go to my channel and go to lives or like videos or something like that, lives will be a subsection of that. You can pull this video up and you can even see all of the comments that were posted. And to be able to go from there. So that's going to be the thing. You'll be able to watch the whole thing all the way back. Chris, if you can find a way to build them and market them, then I would think it would be worth looking into. I've been a welder my whole life, but I can build them exactly how I want them. Dude, again, that's incredible. That's awesome. Which also I'm assuming means since you're the designer of it, if they were to be damaged or who knows what, like what's up as far as repairs or anything like that goes. So that's awesome. It's 85 a ton here now. Not sure it's going up in 2024. Gotcha. Wow. Yeah, in my area it was 54 a ton, and they hadn't raised it in 4 or 5 years. And so they just raised it $1. So it's now $55 instead of 54. So the guys at the transfer station was like, "Man, you're going to be real upset. They raised the prices a whole bunch." I'm like, "Okay, what? Spill the beans. What's going on?" I'm like, well, they're going to be raising it $1. Okay. Thanks for breaking the news to me. You got any tissues? Um, oh man. Let's see here. If I was younger, I might do it, but I have a very small shop. Gotcha. Affordable door and gate. What's going on? What kind of customers are using your 20 yards residential remodeling or contractors? So my 20-yard cans have been my biggest customers are the either the house flippers or the and well, I think that's okay. So I have a handful of people who either do house flipping, they are doing government housing, and they subsidized, whatever when somebody moves out or passes away or whatever, they come in, get all the junk out, do some gutting of the place, and do some fixing up, and they'll use me. This is further away, so I'm charging kind of a premium for the fuel. The few guys who have used me also on some tear down, a few places that like burned to the ground. Did several dumpsters for those. And so, yeah, mostly 20-yard cans are either for big cleanouts residential, which is, I would say, less than 30%. And then the rest is largely the somebody doing something with some type of remodeling sort of a contractor. I don't know exactly what you call them, but they do a little bit of everything. So that's been phenomenal. And again, like the residential, like individual homeowner, it's definitely been a thing. But usually they'll show pictures or describe what they're doing, and I'm like, 15-yard can probably do that. Just to be safe, we might want to bump it up to the 20. And sometimes they will. So have you done any big jobs like that big cement floor job Holloway in that bin? Well, I was actually supposed to, um as much as you can count on, somebody else. I was supposed to have, and he said it would start. Um, Said it would start in mid to late November, and he has not called. That was going to be close to about 20 grand gross from his indications. I had called him earlier in the year to let him know, hey, by the way, just so you know, when you do come to Lafayette to do this bigger job, I do now have 20-yard cans. So the 17-yard trailers that I was using, we got a little bit more room. I can still be just as quick with you and take care of you. But he has not called me back since then. And so I've followed up since last year a couple times, and I'm assuming either they didn't win the bid or it's delayed or they're not going to use me. So we'll see. Ray Gun Gaming, what's going on? I used to haul old heavy scrap machinery before my motorcycle accident. Oh man. But I was thinking about moving to dumpsters before the accident. My question is, how do you go about the contract to your renters? Ray, so um this has been it can be a frustrating thing. Absolutely. So what I have done, I um, I started off. I took three people, random people. I took their contracts, their agreements, and I brought in a little bit of everything from everybody that I originally had there. Since then, I've added more of things that have come up for me that I'm like, yeah, this is going to be in there. Um, and then since then, I've sent that away to I think it's what, Legal Shield, and had them review it and go through it and work all of that out as far as the verbiage and different things. Ultimately, um, as far as the contract goes, I don't, frankly, I don't want to be put in a position where I have to use that. That is a last resort. It's if it comes down to that, probably there's something that you could have done or should have done. And I'm not just trying to throw people under the bus, but like in my own situation, that's been the case. There were things that I could have done to avoid problems, and I didn't have it written down, but I also wasn't thinking about it and talking through it with the customer. And so like it became a thing. And so kind of learning some of those hard lessons. If you really wanted to talk to a lawyer, get somebody to write something up for you. There's other people sharing theirs or charging examples of what their stuff is here on YouTube and stuff. There's lots of good ideas out there. I'm sure there's ones in the Facebook groups as far as that goes. Um, but honestly, I kind of learned kind of the hard way through some of those things, and now I've got quite a bit taken care of. I'm sure there's going to be things added in the future. It's not a perfectly. There's not going to be any perfect document that's gonna you're gonna be able to say, see, this happened. They signed this, so I get to do whatever I want, or whatever. Like there's always going to be some new type of crazy issue that happens between you and a customer, and getting things dealt with. But I wish I had more of an answer for you in general, but that's kind of where I'm at, what I've done, and I hope to only be improving it and modifying it and changing it going forward. So, are those people realtors doing the trash outs before renting out again? Um, so I have had realtors use me a few times, or they'll put me in contact with the homeowner, the new homeowner, or the old homeowner. They'll be the person to find the dumpster company, and then they'll let me know. Oh, hey, by the way, so and so is going to be calling you in a little bit. Blah blah blah. Okay, great. But usually, there's man, there's a guy who, and I don't fully understand. I've asked several times, and I've gotten sort of answers, but there's a guy in Florida who buys up tax sale houses, cleans them up, either flips them or rents them. So there's that guy. And then there is a few people underneath him that I have the actual contact with. I've never talked to the guy who is paying for it's his his business. But there's a few people underneath him that do all the logistic stuff of coordinating this person, that person, whatever. I talked to those guys. Those guys have their own individual businesses where they do things on the side here or there, that it may be just a residential. They're doing work for some residential homeowner. They're doing this, they're doing that. Like it's kind of all over the place, kind of a spider web situation. So it's it's kind of hard to have a firm answer on that, but um it's interesting. Some of these some of these people, like uh once you find one person, sometimes it can kind of spread from there, which is just it's huge. And that's what I was talking about. Just staying in business can be that compounding, what I said earlier, that compounding factor in your business, in my opinion. Let's see, Regan. I watched Rolling Ops and you a bunch during my healing. Awesome, man. I think you've always been told to see you if you know. Oh, let me read that again. To see if you know what I mean. Gotcha, man. Yeah, I'm happy to help. I'm glad glad the videos helped at all. Um, man, it's a process. It's man. Let's see here. Stiggs. Stiggs is back. Hey y'all, what's going on, man? Glad to have you back here. We got 6 people here. It's a great thing. We're rocking it here. 2024 goals. Yes. So I'm gonna be having a business meeting with my business partner, which is my wife, and we will be um, somewhere not at our house, somewhere not our. We're gonna be at some hotel or someplace doing something. I don't know. And we're gonna be going through the numbers, going through a few other things, and then kind of breaking that down, kind of reverse engineering. What does year 3 look like? The full year 3. um, of since I started the double double um, track, basically every year doubling your business, setting your goal, and then reverse engineering that back to what does that look like, to the monthly, to the weekly, to the daily. How many dumpsters does that really take? Then putting in your pricing and seeing where that falls through, where that goes. As far as dumpsters, like I said, I believe 2 more 20-yard cans. Excuse me. I believe 2 more 20-yard cans allows me to get either very close or potentially could be at that 3rd year of doubling the business, which would be 300K. This 2024 goal to me seems even finishing last or 2 years ago, whatever, at 95 when my goal was 75, and then looking at 150 going, okay, well, I'm a little bit closer than to 150 than just being at 75. I was at 95 or whatever. I was like, that'll be tough, but I think that's doable. And then now from this year at roughly 160, looking at 300,000. I think I might need a few more dumpsters, but in general, like I don't know what some of this looks like, as far as how many customers that requires, how many, on average, looking at my repeat customers that are, let's say, 5 or more dumpsters or something. How many of those customers would I need to acquire this next year to make things happen, to hit that pretty lofty goal? That's kind of where I'm at, and then ultimately taking the aerial view of everything, looking down. Does my market, and I know there's bigger companies out there than me by quite a bit, can I, either is my market growing that much, which I think it's growing. There's a lot of construction going on. There's a lot of that stuff going on. That's not my target customer, largely because I'm under CDL. We're not putting 10 tons in my dumpsters, doing stuff like that. But can my market even sustain doing that? Or I'm either stealing business from somebody else, or I'm taking a part of the piece of the pie that's just a bigger piece, a bigger overall pie in general. I don't know if you can follow me with that, but that's what I'm shooting towards with that. I believe 2 more 20-yard cans for the whole year would do it. So that would mean I need to get some fairly soon. I don't know if that's going to happen exactly. So that's there's a lot more that goes into it than just that, but um, yeah. Let's see. Stiggs, I see you were talking about building bins. Would love to learn to weld to do repairs on my own. Not sure where to get started though. Man, I've looked at Harbor Freight welders. I've looked at a few other ones. Um, there's tons of videos online of welding and learning how to weld and all that stuff. I feel like I'm in the same boat, man. I don't even know where to begin. And then like the time it would take to like improve on that craft and really do well at it. At the moment, I feel like I don't have enough time to even like. I'm not going to throw money at it to learn a skill that don't even have the time to, do something like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. Make a business trip out of it to write it off. Yeah, that's exactly. We're having a business planning trip, and it may just happen to be where in 8 days is our anniversary. So we're in 8 days. We're not. I don't believe we're going on anything on that specific day, but we are going to be doing some type of business trip that happens to be where we want to go. So and what we can do financially at the moment. So Ray, my demographic is coal, which turns into a lot of heavy scrap metal. Wow. Also thinking about using one as a trash pickup due to knowing that the dumpsters are less likely to be rented in the winter. There you go. Okay. Gotcha. So yeah, using a roll off for throwing what weekly trash pickup in there. Is that what you're saying? Stiggs, my dump fees went up to 41 a yard on the first. I don't know how they get away with it. $41 a yard. Whoa. um, Dude. Wait, what? Hold on. What's the math on that just for a 15 yard? So 15 times $41. What? $615? Dude. Wait, Stiggs, where in the world do you live? $41 a yard? I mean, I guess if you're dumping like concrete or shingles or something, dude, what? That is nuts, man. What's Stiggs? What state do you live in, man? Like California or something crazy? Like, oh my word. Wow. Happy early anniversary. That's awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. It's been well, I've known her for since 16 and we got married. This is kind of funny to me. It's only really funny to me, but we got married in December. So 12/20 of 2020. We had a very small service, just family, just a few friends. Um, we were not going to get shut down by some virus that people did and whatever shenanigans they had going on. But we were going to get married, so we got married then. But the 12/20 and then 2020, my driver number for RV transport at my at Synergy, my driver number was 12/20, and so there's a few other 12/20s that go with that, but it's interesting to see those. But yeah, that's super expensive. Yeah, affordable door and gate. Yeah, dude. Um, for my 15-yard, dude. What was that? I say 615 just to like. I'd have to charge $1,000 or close to it just to like. Oh my word! I think your pricing would have to be. You'd have to do some depending on exactly what. You'd have to have some pretty flexible pricing or something like that to navigate that because, oh my word. Let's see. We're going to use to rig welds. There's a lot that goes into it. I bet there is. If you want to learn, Lincoln makes a 220 amp welder that runs around $300. Then get you a hood and some 5/32 60 10 rods and some scrap metal. Yeah. So I have looked into the Lincoln before. Is it the red one that kind of looks like a gas station, old time gas station pump? Is that the one you're kind of describing there, Ray? Definitely seen some of those ones on YouTube and people talking about them, and then Facebook groups. Stiggs, Traverse City, Michigan. Oh, Michigan. Okay, becoming one of the best places to live in the world. I guess construction going on like crazy, and it's getting very expensive to live. I'm assuming is what you're saying. Oh, very expensive to live. Yeah, yeah. Okay, man. I guess so. Um, man, I'd be Man, wow. That's got to be some interesting pricing, for sure. How to navigate that. I'm interested to hear like what other companies are how they're working through that. Is that the only place? Is that the only pricing through that price at per yard? Or wow. Ray, try to put two pieces of metal together and see if you can get them to hold, man. The two become one. There you go. Boom. There you go. Thanks for the tips, Ray. Yeah, awesome. There we go. Awesome. Okay, Ray, that is the right one. The right welder. Gotcha. Stiggs, I try to have $125 profit per dumpster. Is that low? So Stig, so I would ask, and this is kind of like multiple questions within one, but when you say profit, do you mean after every bill is paid, if you weren't the person doing it and you were paying somebody else to do the work, is that what you're meaning? $125 of like take home, put in the bank. It doesn't have to go to anybody. Is that what you mean, or are you accounting for expenses with that? If you're meaning just simply after dump fees, that kind of launches into several other questions. So, factoring in your fixed cost, your insurance, your fuel, your wear and tear in your truck, payments, all those things divided between how many dumpsters you're actually renting out. So the fixed, and then the variable with potentially the dump fees, the fuel, the things that are individually based transactions, putting that all together and subtracting that from your gross number per month. You would maybe want to try going that route and then saying, what profit do I actually have after all of those averaged? You don't know exactly how many dumpsters you're going to have month to month. If you did, then man, you cracked the code or something. But so 120, 125 left just after dump fees. There's many other questions that kind of go into that. So I can't really say yes. I can't really say no because I don't know precisely where you're going with that, but we could definitely talk about it. Let's see, affordable Stig, bring it down to Muskegon, if I'm saying that right, Michigan, 42 a ton. Oh man, I don't know if that's too far away or not, but yeah, 42 tons sounds a whole lot better than a yard, depending on what you got in there. Man, just think about that. If you had like styrofoam or like cardboard boxes or something at a 15-yard dumpster, or lightweight stuff inside, like, are you kidding me? $600 for that? No way. Let's see, man, it's almost worth it to bring it down there. That's a part of the equation. That $125 profit, it could be even more, on average. depending on those other costs, with dump fees and whatnot. So one of my competitors charges $600 for a 15-yard, and it costs $615 to dump. I don't know how they are making money. Well, they might be implementing going to a place that goes by the ton rather than the weight, or rather than the size. Maybe they have a compactor of some type to smash it down, or do something like that. They might have a extremely strict policies in place that maybe they don't advertise, or you don't see if you're not like digging through their information, where they're upcharging and doing things adding on to it. So it's not just, you know, there's got to be a reason. Either they're an absolute idiot, or if they're still in business for more than 5 seconds, uh, there's probably something else going on that we just haven't seen yet. Yes, sir. All bills paid. Okay. I wish I could crack the code. Me too, man. Me too. Man, yeah, we can talk about that stuff. I think so far just kind of reviewing what the poll is. Um Yeah, you did submit for a consultation thing. So yeah, we can go through this. We can literally try to break this down. Again, I'm not some guru. I don't know it all, but like we can try to like take your numbers where you're not just future stuff, but take where you're currently at, plug that information in, and let's see where what we're working with, to see what you are actually bringing home, like for real. For real. Sometimes I feel like we can think we're at a certain level and we're just not. Like things change even month to month, or bills, or profitability. So yeah, we can definitely talk about that. Ray, good person to watch on here to learn how to weld is Weld Tube. I started pipelining right after high school. Wow. And worked for about 6 years. I was burnt out on it and got my class A to get my own semi. Man, wow, you've done quite a bit there. 2.5 hour drive to Muskegon. Oh, yeah, that might be a little bit counterproductive on that. Let's see. Then my accident happened. Gotcha. Hmm. With the semi, man. Stiggs, yeah, weight doesn't matter at my transfer station on yardage. Dude, that's got to be like a concrete and uh, shingle roofer dream or something. Um, Opposed to the tonnage there would be. Affordable door. Stig, what landfill do you go to do? Uh, Go to? Does Republic own it? Bill Gates must not like you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's trying to take us all out. I'm pretty sure he doesn't like anybody. I think he wants less people everywhere. So we can put him in the landfill. Let's see. Did I say that out loud? Oh. Stiggs, my competitors go to the same place I do, and there's only one other dump, and they are even more expensive. Whoa. Those thing The thing is, they have a ton of dumpster trailers. I wonder if they're banking on the bought out. Oh, GFL bought out Waste Management. Okay. Oh, wow. Banking on that. So they've got dump trailers or dumpster trailers. So the roll off trailer. Um, hmm. Carlos, what's going on? How much is your guy's insurance? My insurance, well, I changed my policy a little bit. I added a little bit more coverage in a few areas. I believe mine per month is it just went up. I don't remember it. I think it's close to $700 a month. It's in between 6 and 700. It was closer to 500, but it's gone up a little bit. That's for my roll off truck. That's for my Ram 12 1 ton. That's for my Ram 17 3/4 ton, and then my Ford 450, a 96, which I'm trying to sell at the moment, but still has not sold. Well, I can't really say I'm trying, because that would require me actually doing something about it. But that's something else I need to not put off, and it just needs to go. Yeah. So we got 14 votes. 50% of people say. Again, you might not have been here earlier when I was talking about this. On my community tab, I put out there on this channel. If you go to my profile, I put out, hey, would you be interested in doing a consultation? It's free. I'm not some guru who knows everything, but basically, if you're interested in us just kind of picking apart and looking at your business to see if there's any areas we can help you improve on, to have more eyes in the chat as well as mine, and to help encourage you in those ways, to maybe have a little list of to-do things, a list of homework to go and take action in your business and hopefully do better because of it. And if you aren't helped, then maybe other people are helped in the comment section and us talking back and forth, watching the live stream at the moment or later on. And so it's free. This is, dude, are you serious again? Somebody, oh, dude, the Facebook message with people scamming me. I'm ready to punch you in the face. Yeah. So that's what that's about. So 7 people, 7 people said yes. 3 people said no. 3 people said maybe. Sounds interesting. That's what it's ultimately about. There's 15 votes now. I'm literally just trying to help. So I think it could be a productive way to encourage each other, but also, like what I said earlier, we can sometimes have blinders on. And even if you're a few years into it like me, 3 years into it like me, or it's your day 1 or 10 or 20 years, who knows? Doesn't hurt to get more perspective. If they're wrong and you disagree or whatever, that's fine. If you think I'm wrong and an idiot, that's great. At least we had the conversation, and maybe it sparks something else in somebody else's mind. So that's all that is. I'm thinking about next Tuesday. So next week, I'm wanting Tuesday nights to kind of be the night, due to my wife being working later into the evening. And so while she's gone, I can do this, and then, not do it on a night where she would be home, and instead I'm, here. So that's the idea. I'm probably going to be contacting one of the 2 people who already put in a request to do the consultation. I'm going to do the best I can, and we'll just learn and grow together. It'll be great. But probably next Tuesday is when I plan to have somebody else come on here with me, and we will talk through their business, and everybody in the chat come and help, and let's build up and share what we can. So it should be a great time. Stigs, I still need to get some sort of general liability insurance. Stigs, man, it's really not that expensive for that. I think I'm paying like $30 or $40 a month for general liability, like $2 million. It's crazy cheap, at least for me in Indiana. It's crazy cheap. So that should be a pretty. I don't know if that was a concern, but the commercial insurance, that driving, that's the serious insurance, but general liability, just about nothing. Let's see. I wonder if they are banking on the occasional partial load. Sorry, message cut off. Yeah. I would assume so. some type of, if they don't use all 15 yards, they get some level of discounts, but they just plan for the worst, hope for the best, kind of a thing, or something like that. If they charge everybody $600+ up front, seems like that would be pretty interesting. Um, and I get, oh man, yeah. I got a few other thoughts on that, but um, so are you still on LLC, or are you going to upgrade to a corp? So right now I'm still an LLC. I'm looking at going to a S corp. Um, when the my understanding, which I could be completely wrong, so don't take this as gospel, okay? Um, when I am making enough money to where the scales do kind of tip the other direction, and it is more as far as tax savings go, for paying me a reasonable salary as an employee of the business, um, of the S corp. Um, I'll probably be shifting things over to that to save an extra. I think like the I don't know everything, so I'm just going to stop right there. But I'm still in LLC right now. Yes. Sorry if I'm asking too many questions, dude. I wish I had more answers, but it's all good. Ask away. Other people are here to help answer too. Carlos, nice, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Ray Stiggs, I've always been told, cut off, that if you don't know, ask. Man, it's the real fool, the real idiot is the person who has the question and still doesn't ask, and then still just does nothing about it. So you're asking the questions, and at some point you'll get the answers from us or other people, and you're the person who's going to be better off for it and in growing and scaling the business. So that's what it's all about. Man, cool. Well, guys, we're an hour and a half into it. 10 people here. Really appreciate you hopping on. I'm probably gonna hop off here. I have not had dinner yet. I'm about to drink a gallon of water. There's not much left in this. Um, my mouth's going dry, and I need something to eat. So I will catch you guys later. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Again, if you would be interested in doing a consultation, again, it's free. You have nothing to lose besides your time. If you want to do a consultation with me and potentially some other YouTubers going on in the future, as well as, I mean, other people here in the chat, you're more than welcome to. I think next Tuesday we'll be starting that up, and hopefully that can be a help to people and be a blessing, and can just spark more, brainstorming ideas of things. Oh yeah, that's something I haven't touched on in my business too. I need to go do that. Everybody just get your homework list ready to go, and just we'll attack it together. So let's see. Ray, amen. Too scared to ask. If you don't know, don't be scared, man. That's right. It's man, sometimes I guess sometimes not to go the other direction with it, but sometimes you don't know what to ask. You just know like something's wrong. And so putting words to like, hey, I see this as a problem. I don't even know what like a solution could be, but putting words to it, that's the first part of it. And man, just getting vulnerable and dangerous, asking questions and figuring stuff out. So Ray, thank you. When are you going to be back on a live? Um, if people really want me to, I guess I'm willing to do more than one live a week. I was planning on just doing a live next Tuesday, and that being the first person to do a consultation. So next time, should at the latest, it will be next Tuesday, hopefully with one of the two people that reached out already, and it'll be just live going through their business. If people have questions in the chat, we can talk through that too. But whoever it is, they'll be on the screen with me, ideally, and then I'll be doing some screen sharing and looking at their website and looking at their Google stuff and different things, and just in the nicest, helpful way possible, we're going to go through, and everybody can shout out, thoughts in the comments. So, um, yeah, should be a good time. Thank you for being here, guys. Have a great day, great week, and we will catch you guys later. Have a good one. God bless, guys. See ya.